business session of this special call meeting to order. You'll notice that we don't have anything projected or anything like that, so I'm gonna have to take care of the time and everything right here when we get to that point. First thing we need to do, if you don't mind standing with us, we'll have a moment of silence and do the pledge. Our numbers are short tonight. Coach is in the hospital with a pretty bad infection, and Danny is taking care of some family issues. I think he had a death, so please remember those folks. Let's have this moment of silence. Thank you. Now we'll do the pledge. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all for that. So that brings us to the public input. Couple of things here. Make sure you're speaking into the microphone clearly. And for board members, later on, make sure your microphones are turned on when you speak and then turn them off. Doug's gonna try to help keep an eye on that so that we can make sure everything's getting recorded for Rhonda when she listens back. Alright, so like I said, we got me on the time over here, so whenever you get up, I'll start the timer and I'll give you a little hand raise of about 30 seconds so you'll know where it's at, and then there'll be a jingle at the end. So how many people we got?
11, right now.
All right. Who's our first person?
Ken Morton.
All right.
Ken Morton, 604 Boxwood Lane, Jefferson City. For 10 years, I conducted research on chemicals that cause cancer. During that time, I served as a paid consultant to the Michigan Toxic Substance Control Commission and was invited to Washington for discussions with a joint working group of NIOSH and EPA. In my opinion, renovating an occupied school is considerably more risky for health and finances than building a new school. You can inhale cancer-causing asbestos dust and PCB vapors without knowing it. Removing these in an abandoned building would expose only a few trained protected workers. But in an occupied school, potentially hundreds of people could be exposed. Children would generally be more susceptible than adults because their cells are dividing more often, so DNA damage can be amplified. Who would want that kind of responsibility on their hands? If you go with renovation, the contractor must keep 100% airtight barriers at all times around their work areas and around everything they take out. Anyone who has painted a room or sanded floors or done other home renovations knows that dust and odors are very difficult to contain. Some workers have been known to be sloppy, and sometimes contractors go out of business. There are plenty of lawyers who would be happy to represent anyone with health claims associated with asbestos or PCBs. In fact, a major law firm, as you may know, is already working with elementary school employees who have had cancer. Any lawsuit is likely to include the school board and the county. And you can't just shift blame to the contractor when that happens. If I were in your position and doing a renovation like that, here's what I'd want. I'd want to be able to prove in a court of law that no one in the school was ever exposed at any time during the renovation work. To do that, I'd hire my own independent testing firm that had successfully defended its data in court. I'd want continuous real-time monitoring in every space the school uses, and I'd want frequent reports of the results, and I'd make those reports publicly available, and I'd shut down the work immediately if a problem showed up, and I'd want the ability to fire the contractor. If your contract doesn't have this level of security, then add it and watch to see if the price goes up.
All right.
Thank you.
Sabrina Thomas.
Good evening, my name is Sabrina Thomas. I'm a retired elementary music teacher from Jefferson Elementary. Members of the school board, I am here to request a delay in voting to send a renovation plan to county commission because there are still too many unanswered questions. Number one, even if asbestos remediation is completed during the summer months while students are out of school, can you or the construction firm guarantee that asbestos fibers will not remain in the air due to the disturbance of asbestos-containing materials? Are there any members on this board who are former teachers? Okay. So I would address this to the audience. What, in your opinion, and you can think about this, what effect will there be on the students' learning while they are forced to move from one area of the building to another during a 3-year renovation? And do you believe classroom and special area teachers will be able to cover all state mandated standards under such adverse conditions? The majority on this board obviously cares more about the financial cost to Jefferson County and placating county commission than about the educational, health, and safety costs to the students and teachers at Jefferson Elementary School. I strongly urge you to contact the Tennessee Department of Health, Office of Environmental Health, and the Department of Education Legal Office, because I believe once both departments have reviewed the renovation plan and fully understand the logistical nightmare this plan will cause, they will not allow this renovation disaster to move forward. In fact, I believe one or both departments may insist that students be moved completely out of the building and into portable classrooms, which may not alleviate all health and safety concerns, but definitely will increase the cost of this renovation. In conclusion, I am totally against renovation and 100% for a new Jefferson Elementary School because the teachers and students deserve a new school. Thank you.
Chad Morris.
Good evening, my name is Chad Morris, and I want to thank you for allowing us to be here and speak with you this evening. I first want to thank you for the hard work that you have proposed 2 different options, 2 different plans, one of renovation as well as a new construction for a new school. It does not go unnoticed for the amount of work it takes to put both of these proposals together. So thank you for that. It is appreciated and necessary, I think, for due diligence. This being said, I come this evening as a concerned taxpayer and concerned member of Jefferson County. While the work was necessary to look at renovation, I would ask the school board to decline this option and shift your focus to a more forward-thinking, future-thinking, new construction proposal. While I'm sure the renovation will be done to the best of its ability, at the end of the day, it focuses on the present and still leaves us with a nearly 70-year-old building. After you excavate, the new construction is more of a fixed price. It's compared to remodeling. As costs will certainly fluctuate if you remodel. And while I admit I have not seen the exact wordage or the breakdown, I'm told that to be competitive, the renovation proposals have to cut the contingency line. So in other words, there's no money there for unexpected costs. Now, if you're a homeowner, if you're a business owner, you've ever done a remodeling process, you know that there will be unexpected costs. And especially in cases like this, where we're talking about mold remediation and asbestos, a 70 years worth of settling and decomposure. Now, I can assure you, my 40-year-old body is not the same as it was 20 years ago. And probably a lot of people in this room would say the same. And while I know that they will do their best, there is a safety concern while removing these items. This becomes airborne when they remove them. And so I question, frankly, if it can fully be sealed off. But even if it can, you're talking about a nearly 2+ year renovation where our kids are in a construction zone. This will inevitably impact the learning environment. And plus, though I hear it has been calculated, there's not enough room in that building for 2 years to close off a quarter at a time to rotate fruit basket turnover after fruit basket turnover. This will certainly impact the learning environment for everyone involved. In the realm of safety, there are currently 2 entrances, and one pretty well hidden. And with a new school, there could be 1 point of access. It could also help with traffic as well. I want to quickly end with endurance marathon runners. When they run, even the best planners or trainers or best athletes in the world, they hit the wall. And it's an invisible part of the race where you have to push yourself through. School board, I feel that this is where we are. We're close to the finish line, but to go through the route of the renovation proposal, we hit that wall, and it's going to stop us short of the future. And so however we push through, and this is not going to be without sacrifice, I suggest that we invest into our future and come across the finish line. And so I implore you to vote against the renovation and vote for a future for all of us across the finish line. Thank you.
Major Treadway.
Major Treadway, 1341 Wood Point in Jefferson City. Mr. Chair, Mr. Director, Board of Commissioners, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this evening, and thank you for the work that each of you has committed to do on behalf of this county. Your presence on this commission demonstrates your belief in the power and promise of public education. While I am appreciative of your commitment to this board and to public education in Jefferson County, as I look over the agenda on tonight's meeting, I find myself discouraged and disappointed. You see, I moved to Jefferson County in January of last year to be the pastor at First Baptist Church. My wife and I quickly enrolled our 3 children in the district, 2 at Jefferson Elementary. And while I was shocked at the condition of the building, I was heartened to hear that the board was working to remedy the problems. As a concerned citizen, I started coming to school board meetings last fall, in part because I had been hearing from members of my congregation, members who are current and retired teachers and administrators, parents and students and alumni of the school. They shared with me their concern for the condition of the school. I trusted that here I would find a board hard at work on behalf of the children in Jefferson County for the present and the future benefit of the whole county. I heard your concern and your want to remedy the problem. I heard your frustrations with the county commission. I heard that there was a standing motion to build a new school. I heard that you had estimates to build a new facility. When I heard that you needed an estimate of what it would take to remodel the old building, I understood this was a part of the process. However, now with an estimate to build a new school for $27.6 million, the agenda for this meeting suggests that it is expected that this board would rather commit to spend 86% of that amount to remodel, even though the remodeled facility would be smaller and the estimate lacks necessary specifications to see all of the things we need to know. I've tried hard this week to think of another scenario where this spending decision would make sense, and so far I have come up short. I would not spend $23,000 to repair a car when $28,000 would buy a new one. I would not spend $230,000 to repair a house if $280,000 would buy a new one. The comparison goes down the line in every area I can think of. Repairs at 86% of the cost of new just do not make sense. I've not yet heard an argument that does. I appeal to your commitment to excellence in education, to your belief in its power and promise, I ask you to vote down the motions on tonight's agenda, and in their place, fight for the students, faculty, staff, and administration to build a new Jefferson Elementary School. Thank you.
Pam Hester.
I'm Pam Hester, retired teacher from Jefferson Elementary School, and I live at 724 West Everett Street. Here we are again. Emotions run high when we're talking about this issue because it means so much to everybody that's here. We're all here, and you're here because we love and value children and their safety and their education. So I'm a very emotional person when I'm invested, and I'm invested. So I try to put emotions aside and just look at facts. So here are the facts that are before us. The cost, as we've heard over and over again, comparing the cost of new construction to a renovation. And we live in a house that was built in 1935. We have renovated, and we have found way more problems once we get into the renovation. And every project we've undertaken has cost way more than estimated. That's a fact. I also am very concerned about the loss of learning and the teacher's ability to do their job when you're shifting around and upheaval of a classroom. That's a real concern. Kids need quiet, kids need stability, and a renovation would not deliver on that. Fact number 3, we've heard about the risk of exposure to dangerous chemicals. When we know that, how could we do anything to endanger, more so than they already are, our children and our teachers? Fact number 4, I've been coming to these meetings for years. We have worked through this. We have property on which to build a building. We have architectural plans ready to go, paid for. It just doesn't make sense to ignore all that work that has been done. So these facts just seem to point clearly to new construction being the best plan for our students and our teachers. And how can it not be the best move for our county to invest in a modern, safe learning facility? Our last new elementary school was built in 2012. People look at this information when they come to move to our county. I have to admit I leave these meetings frustrated and confused when all the facts seem to point to a new construction being the most logical, cost-effective, and reasonable course of action. Why do we have to keep fighting this battle? Please make the best, safest decision for our children and staff. It's the right move. I'm really begging you to do the right thing and build a new school for our children and staff. Thank you.
Maggie Rosser.
Hello, my name is Maggie Rosser, and I live at 1212 Sarasota Drive. I go to Jefferson Elementary School. I'm here to speak to you about the need for a new school. Our school was built in 1958, and that's 67 years old, which is really old. And our school has mold, raw sewage, and the air conditioning barely works. In addition, the bathrooms are in bad shape. There are cobwebs and spiders in the corners. When I flush the toilet, it leaks too. And some of the locks don't work. One of the stalls doesn't even have a door. Also, there are holes in the walls and tiles to keep it together, and cracks in the vents, which can cause health problems for the students. Sometimes they do little things like pre-paint, which doesn't actually help the bad conditions our school's in. And the playgrounds are also in bad condition. Half of the swings aren't even there at our playground, and students and I got fiberglass in our hands last year because we were moving a soccer goal with a teacher. And I've gotten splintered a lot, and if we would do renovations, then where would we go whenever there would be like too many classrooms being renovated and we couldn't go anywhere. Thank you for listening.
Pepper Minor.
is renovated Riverwalk Drive in Talbot, Tennessee. I'm very concerned about mine, my peers, and future students' health at JES. The floors are made of asbestos, which can cause the following: asbestosis and lung cancer. The food has mold, which is confirmed. The school has not been thoroughly cleaned since it was built in 1957. There's raw sewage in the hallways, and the tiles look like they're going to fall down in any minute. Thank you.
Bradley Newman.
I'm back. Bradley Newman. I live at 2021 North Sizer Avenue, Jefferson City. James chapter 1, verses 4 through 6. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete and not lacking in anything. If any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because no one doubts, like the wave of the sea is blown and tossed in the wind. I know how I feel and how I think of this. It needs to be a new school built. And so tonight, let's think about what we're voting for. Are we doing something that is good stewards with money? My money. Everybody's money here. Y'all's own money. Y'all each ran for this position to be on this board, and y'all had to have a statement or something to get people to vote for you. Let's reflect on that. And are we standing up to that? You know, I don't feel like our district has been represented very well. I don't always agree with Mr. Hardy, but let me tell you something. Newmarket didn't believe in that one thing, and he had it changed the next day. I wish all y'all could be like Mr. Hardy with his school and his people. He stood up for it, and I do not feel like any of y'all have stood up for Jefferson Elementary at all. I'm going to leave y'all with Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit, and surely his haste leads to poverty. This emphasizes the importance of careful planning and prudence in financial decisions. Thank you.
Jamie Gann.
My name is Jamie Gang. I live at 11 Shelbyville Street here in Dandridge. I've been teaching at Jefferson Elementary School for 25 years. It's my home, and my home is falling apart. And we need for you guys to get together and plan to build a new school. It's sad that we have come to so many meetings, and you know that we want a new school. Our children deserve a new school. Please, please, we beg of you, don't renovate. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Please, for the future of this county, build a new school. Thank you.
Jody Newman.
So, I didn't come with a speech, bear with me. You know, it's been since August when I started fighting this fight. And I really learned why my daughter was sick so much. And as you guys know, that same month I pulled her out of school
I am proud to say that we haven't had to use an inhaler since I pulled her from Jefferson City until she got sick this past weekend with a common cold, a diagnosable virus that she had. We're no longer being told that they don't know why she's sick. We're no longer being kept up at night. She no longer has bags under her eyes because I pulled her from Jefferson Elementary. There's so many parents that I talk to, they can't even be here right now because they can't take time out of their day to join because they have to raise their children and they have to work and they have to support their family. So the only way that they know to be able to join is to share Facebook posts and to talk in a private chat with us and to say we're praying for you and to pray for our teachers when they come down with cancer and to pray for all the other things that Jefferson County Schools is in the news for. We got a lot of things going on in this world, y'all. Don't let the health of our babies be something that we can affect, y'all. Don't renovate it. Rebuild it. There's so many kids there that the parents can't pull their kids out like I could. And I think you guys know your attendance rates and who has been pulled. I don't think we have to talk about that. You guys know the amount. Those in other districts also know how many children from Jefferson Elementary have come to your schools. I know you know that. So please just consider our kids. I won't put my daughter back in there at all because in the time period that it takes you to do something, she will be in 5th grade. She started in kindergarten at Jefferson Elementary. I think all of her teachers are probably in this room right now. And it's crazy how it ended up being my daughter that got very sick, and the teachers that are so active in trying to fight for the school are the teachers that we had. And those teachers, they sacrifice themselves for the children. You guys that are teachers, I know you would sacrifice yourself for your children. So please just build a new school for our children, please.
Leandra Lorber.
I'm Leandra Lorber. I live in Jefferson City. I have 3 kids in this district. I apologize. I'm very emotional. We had moved here 4 years ago. 4 years ago, there was talks of a new school. When I did the tour of Jefferson Elementary, coming from a different state and a different county, I was appalled. I said, okay, they're working on things. Things are gonna get better. I've grown to love and adore all of these teachers. I have some of the best kids and one of the most difficult kids. My kid is 5, the last one is 5 years old. He is constantly sick, he's rambunctious, there's attention, there's no way that if there's a renovation he could concentrate. As of right now, there's not even enough teachers in our classrooms for our kindergartners. I'm sorry, a teacher, when I grew up, you had a teacher and a teacher's assistant. There's one teacher and 18 kids. How do you expect one teacher to shift classrooms with that many kids and hold their attention? It is not gonna happen. Their learning is already falling because of sickness. We are losing days at school. We just had a whole week off because of a county-wide sickness. Is it one county? Is it one school? I can guarantee you that the most absences are in Jefferson Elementary. I went to visit my children at lunch and couldn't eat with them because the ceilings were dripping. That is disgusting. We are forcing our children in a space that is not, I wouldn't want to eat in. But we don't have a choice. Where can we send them? We try to transfer schools. Newmarket is full. Dandridge is full. Mount Corp is full. You have to pay to go to a private school. There are parents in here that can't afford that, can't afford medical bills. We need a brand new school. We are growing astronomically in this county. We all know that. Our numbers are huge. I moved here because I thought we were coming to a good school, which we are. Our teachers are phenomenal. Again, we're doing wrong by our educators, by not giving them the space to make these children learn. I love this county, and I will fight for everybody in it, and our youth. Our youth are what is gonna grow, and us putting them at risk is not gonna do us any good. We need to do better. Our kids matter. My kids matter. All of these kids and these teachers matter. Please build a new school. We've seen the cost. We know the difference. My husband's a contractor. It almost is 10 times more expensive to renovate. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all for the public input. Let's see. So that brings us to new business, and at the last meeting, Mr. Evanson made a motion that was challenged by Coach, and he withdrew it. He said that there was a motion on the floor to build a new elementary school and to renovate Piedmont, which is true. I think it's from 2021 that we found out. So we wanted to make sure what path we had to go down. Do we need to rescind? What we got to do here? And if you can. So the director reached out to the school board attorney. Mr. Hardy reached out to the Tennessee School Board Association attorney, and I'm pretty sure their responses mirrored each other. You cannot rescind a motion where part of it has already taken place, meaning Piedmont has already been took care of. The new portion is what was out there. So, and I'll just read the email that was from Ben Torres. He's the one of the attorneys for the Tennessee School Board. He said, based on their conversation, there was a motion that was approved by the board. This motion included a remodel and a new school. Since the motion was approved, and only a portion of that, and only half of that has been acted on, the board could do a few things. Motion to reconsider, meaning you can bring the motion back if you receive a majority of votes of the board. Then the board can make changes to the motion and vote on those changes. Or another motion, meaning having another main motion on the floor. This means there could be a motion to do something like remodel, renovate. If the board approves that motion, then it would supersede a previous vote. In both cases, you must have a majority of the board. I hope this helps things. So they both reached out and got those opinions there. So, yes, sir.
Before we go any further, may I request a roll call vote at
Sure.
the meeting tonight on
Yeah.
all matters that is presented?
That'd be fine.
Thank you.
All right then, so new business, Jefferson Elementary School renovation.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Evanson.
my mic is not working, so.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Thank you.
I move to renovate Jefferson Elementary School for a total project cost not to exceed $23.6 million, using $3 million from the Jefferson Elementary account, $8.5 million from the fund balance, and request $12.5 million from County Commission.
Repeat that, please.
I will. Is there, I'll just move to renovate Jefferson Elementary School for a total project cost not to exceed $23.6 million, using $3 million from Jefferson Elementary account, $8.5 million from fund balance, and request $12.5 million from County Commission. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Paul has seconded. Discussion?
I think the motion speaks for itself. We've talked about this over and over and over again. I believe that the elementary school, other than the actual walls, which have been deemed structurally sound and the foundation, which has been deemed structurally sound by structural engineers. Virtually everything else after the renovation in that school will be new. That includes the roof, the ceiling, the floors, the plumbing, the wiring, the sewage, the parking, and the remediation would be done when the kids are not in school during the summer. So, based upon that, I feel the best thing to do would be to renovate the school. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
First off, I want to let everybody know that voices were heard.
Were they? No, they weren't.
This has not been an easy decision.
If it were your school, it'd be different.
Hey, we don't get comments right now, you've had your chance.
Did we?
Where are your kids?
Exactly.
I don't have to finish speaking. I'll just stop.
I don't know what's all these secrets stuff.
We have mics for a reason in here?
Oh, wait, so,
I'd like to amend my motion. Okay, I move to renovate Jefferson Elementary School for a total project cost not to exceed, $24.6 million.
it's 24.
$24 million. Using $3 million for the Jefferson Elementary account, $8.5 million for fund balance, and request $12.5 million from County Commission.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second that.
All right.
I hope the grandkids go to that school.
You got anything on the amendment? Just on the amendment right now, because that's what we're taking care of. You got anything on that?
No.
May I say anything about the motion?
The amendment right now, it went from 23.6 to 24, you got it? It's just on the amendment. All right, we'll vote on the amendment, and that is to change 23.6 million to $24 million. So we'll do a roll call vote. So Dawn, are you in favor of the amendment for $24 million, to change it to $24 million?
Yes.
Dawn is a yes. Doug?
Yes.
Paul?
Yes.
No.
Got a no from Bill, and then I am a yes. So the amendment passes. So now the motion is move to renovate Jefferson Elementary School for a total project cost not to exceed $24 million, using $3 million from Jefferson Elementary account, $8.5 million from fund balance, and request $12.5 million from county commission. Do you have anything you want to add?
So I listened to everybody, and what I heard is the building, in the public's opinion, is that it leaks, there's problems every day, contaminant's gonna be in the air, and they're not willing to wait another minute to have something done. But yet, to build a new building, they're gonna sit in that same condition, in that building, for at least 2.5 years, if not longer, while a new one gets built. There will be no abatement, there will be no fixing anything, no roof. Well, they just sit in there for the next 3 years.
Get
while
affordable
a new one
buildings.
is being built.
You have a good contractor that won't take 3 years. How long did Piedmont take?
Are you willing to let your child sit in there for another 2 to 3 years?
Put your kid in that school.
My child
Hey, if
wasn't.
you don't care, if there's another outburst from anybody, take them out.
I'm done talking.
Bill.
I have been against remodeling from day one. I'm still against it. I don't understand these figures that have been presented. We asked to get a remodeling cost. We have never got a remodeling cost. We have never had an exact figure to remodel that from day one. Am I correct? Yes or no?
I believe.
You don't have correct, you don't have, where did that figure come from, Mr. Iverson?
Well, I'll let you answer his question since you got the paperwork.
Want me to answer right now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
The last estimate we received, I received this with an email, which I immediately forwarded to Dr. Arnold. In it, it says, this was done because we requested that he include a owner's project representative cost in here, which he did not have before. It does have an itemized cost. It has hard costs, soft costs, grand total project cost. And the email reads, as promised, I'm attaching a revised and final cost summary for Jefferson Elementary School for your information. I have polled remaining team members and confirmed all of the remaining costs which did not change, other than the owner's representative that he added in. Therefore, I feel that the attached cost summary dated February 19th, 2025 includes all of your requirements and needs for the complete and total renovation of Jefferson Elementary School in Jefferson County. If you or any of the school board members should have questions, please feel to call, et cetera, et cetera.
Now, is that from Mr. Bill Blankenship?
It is.
May I have to speak now? I'll close.
Yes.
I want to speak one more time. I don't understand what's going on. I have been for a new school from day one. I'm always been for it. We have two commissioners from our district. I support it. The other one, it's your opinion as to whether there is or not. Why we can sit here and accept this motion and vote to remodel that school. I asked for $5 million to be removed from our fund balance, adding to our, what we had, which was $11 million, making a total of 27-point-something million to rebuild a new school. I was turned down because we don't believe in taking our fund balance to the bottom. We're sitting here right now, voting to take $8 million from our fund balance, which the last time I only asked for $5 million. The remark was made, that's taking too much from our fund balance. We won't have anything left. I don't have the answer to it, folks. Maybe they do, I don't.
Any more discussion? All right.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I don't think if we were to go to county, in fact, I know, if we go to county commission, we're not gonna get the funding to do a new school. So that would go completely off the board anyways. We can sit there and go to them 20 more times. They've seen the school board 6 different times in the past 4 years, and they've been denied.
All you have to do is get the Lewis Group off the contract. If you have watched the thing from the, I'm leaving. Get the Lewis Group off the contract and they'll look at it.
Thank you. Rebuild day.
Bye-bye.
I think we already know that if we go back to them looking for the money to build a new, we're gonna be turned down. We've heard that sentiment at the joint committee. I think we're just wasting time and dragging our feet longer. If we don't go for a remodel, my only other option would be to move those kids out of the middle school and the middle school up to the Patriot, and I know that nobody wants to do that. And I don't think there's any other option beyond that. And that's why I'm gonna be for this. And just, I lose sleep over this. I've prayed a lot for this. And this is the route that I feel that we need to go. And that's why I'm gonna vote for this.
Any other discussion? from fund balance and request $12.5 million from county commission. Dawn, how do you vote? Dawn votes yes. Doug?
Yes.
Doug votes yes. Paul?
Yes.
Paul votes yes. Bill?
No.
Bill votes no. The chair votes yes. Motion passes 4-1.
Disgusting.
All right, next one, repurposing Jefferson Elementary Reserve account.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move to rename the existing account reserved for Jefferson Elementary School to the Jefferson Elementary renovation account.
Is there a second?
I'll second
Doug has made a motion. It's been seconded by Dawn. Once again, I'll read it. Move to rename the existing account reserved for Jefferson Elementary School to Jefferson Elementary renovation account. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
since we have moved to renovate the school, I believe the account that the $3 million is in, and that we will be transferring our $8.5 million in, for a total of $11.5 million, needs to reflect the fact that it is for the renovation of Jefferson Elementary School.
Any more discussion? All right, hearing none, we'll vote. Dawn, how do you vote on the move to rename the existing account reserved for Jefferson Elementary School to Jefferson Elementary renovation account?
Yes.
Dawn votes yes. Doug?
Yes.
Yes. Paul?
Yes.
Bill?
No.
Bill votes no. The chair votes yes. Motion passes 4-1. Now we have number 3, Jefferson Elementary School renovation architect firm.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move to use Blankenship and Partners as the architect for the Jefferson Elementary School renovation project.
Is there a second? I'll second that. Move on the floor is move to use Blankenship and Partners as architect for Jefferson Elementary School renovation project. You have any discussion there, Doug?
I do not.
I do not. Anybody else? All right, we'll proceed to vote. The move is to use Blankenship and Partners as architect for Jefferson Elementary School renovation project. Dawn, how do you vote?
Yes.
Dawn votes yes. Doug?
Yes.
Doug votes yes. Paul?
Yes.
Paul votes yes. Bill?
No.
Bill votes no. The chair votes yes. Motion passes 4-1. Lastly, RFQ, which is a request for qualifications for Jefferson Elementary School construction management firm. Mr. Paul.
Mr. Chairman, I move to develop an RFQ for a construction management firm to be used for the Jefferson Elementary School renovation project.
Is there a second?
Second.
Paul has moved to develop an RFQ for construction management firm to be used for the JES renovation project. Any discussion on this? All right, hearing none, we'll proceed to vote. Dawn, how do you vote on the move to develop an RFQ for construction management firm to be used for JES renovation project?
Yes.
Dawn votes yes. Doug?
Yes.
Doug votes yes. Paul?
Yes.
Paul votes yes. Bill?
No.
Bill votes no. Chair votes yes. Motion passes 4-1. That brings us to the adjournment. Is there a move to adjourn?
I move.
Paul has moved to adjourn. A second?
Second. I'm sorry.
Doug moved, or made a second. All those in favor, show by raising your right hand. All right. Motion passes. We are adjourned. adjourned.